Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news takes us to this Durham house fire. Right now, there's a large firefighter response on Holloway Street. This is a live look from the WRAL breaking news tracker on the right side of your screen. What we're gathering from that scene in a live report coming up.
And our temperatures dipped down to freezing in many places this morning thanks to this high starting to push that cold air in. I'll show you why that won't last into the weekend.
And shutdown recovery. Critical services are getting up and running again. Why air travel may have to wait just a little bit longer.
And a tuition hike. UNC approving a price bump for students. What to know about possible increases for NC State ahead of a big vote happening today. We have all that and more happening right now in the 8 o'clock hour here on Fox 15. We always appreciate your time. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Yeah, another chilly start this morning, but boy, we are in for a treat this weekend. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a live look over the DBAP.
Yes, beautiful sunshine here, but temperatures dipped into the 30s, even near freezing in many places this morning. And of course, that kind of sets the stage for what's happening later in the week here at the DBAP, the Festival of Lights. Get it? Festival of Lights. It's going to be really fun. Nice family event again starts on Thursday and will continue for a couple of months. 37 is our current temperature, so we're starting to warm up. Our winds have been light this morning. It's still 32 in Roxborough and still 34 in Rocky Mount, Wilson, and Goldsboro, 36 in Clinton, but starting to see a warm up in spots. 41 in Southern Pines, 46 now in South Hill. Currently, our temperatures, though, are still about 10 to 15 degrees colder than this time yesterday in some places. Hour by hour forecast, nice and mild later today. Temperatures are in the upper 60s, which is close to normal for this time of year. And I'll show you why we're still on track for 70s over the weekend, Ken.
8:01, Elizabeth, checking the morning commute. We're going to start on that northern loop of the Beltline. This is I-440 and Ridge Road. These are the westbound lanes coming toward us this morning, flowing at a nice steady clip. We want to give you a look at the really big picture in terms of the entire loop. We're seeing a slowdown between that I-87 Beltline split over to Capitol Boulevard. And right now, once you get past Capitol Boulevard, it's clear sailing. So you're really only looking at a 3-minute delay if that northern loop is part of your morning commute. We're still keeping an eye on this slowdown that we've been monitoring all morning long here on Lewisburg Road between Ligham Mill Road and Forestville Road. I would really recommend staying on Forestville Road, working your way down to Buffalo Road to avoid what's happening there on Lewisburg Road, because right now you're looking at an 11-minute delay on Lewisburg Road. The southern loop of the Beltline, things look really easy this morning. On I-40 Lake Wheeler Road, those are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning, moving at a nice steady clip. So that's really good news, particularly for people coming in from Garner, Johnston County, and that southern loop is part of your morning commute. As always, you're getting ready to head into the cartoonist and on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
All right, thank you, Ken. Breaking news right now. Firefighters are at the scene of a house fire in Durham. This all happening on Holloway Street. Kelsey Coffey is there on the WRAL breaking news tracker. And Kelsey just got to that scene a little while ago. It was a pretty big response there.
Yes, Michelle, a very large response here. You can see that fire trucks are still lined up here at the intersection of Junction Road and Holloway Street. So we'll go ahead and give you a look now at video from Sky 5 so you can see the scene there of that house fire. Durham Fire says a home caught fire here on Holloway Street. You may be able just to notice several fire trucks around the house and smoke coming out of the roof. Just even here right now near that scene, we can tell that some of that smoke is not as heavy as it was about 15 minutes ago. But we can tell you that no one was hurt in the fire, but we're working to find out what caused it. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on that investigation. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News. I'm in Durham.
State health leaders say they expect to process full November SNAP benefits payments this morning. Roughly 600,000 households should see the full amount loaded onto their EBT cards today so they can buy food. These are people who can finally have an easier time getting groceries after the weeks-long government shutdown. It ended this week. The USDA provided guidance for states to issue full benefits. We're told people using SNAP will also get next month's benefits on schedule.
And as food benefits are set to return, Ken, it's going to take more time for air travel to return to normal after the shutdown. Flight traffic still reduced by 6%. At least 775 flights have already been canceled nationwide today. Chicago O'Hare with the most cancellations this morning, 27 canceled flights. Travelers that we spoke with say they are playing things by ear this weekend.
If I get stuck in Chicago, I'm probably just gonna have to camp it out for a day and see what goes on from there and then move along.
RDU does have direct flights to several airports that have been impacted by flight reductions. No word yet on when air traffic controllers will receive their paychecks now that the shutdown is over.
Happening today, a tuition hike is in line for approval at NC State. Today's vote is expected to raise tuition for students who are applying to the university now. It's similar to what future UNC students will see. Yesterday, the UNC Board of Trustees voted to increase tuition for incoming in-state students and out-of-state students. It will increase tuition by 3%. Now, that amounts to about $211 for in-state students. The chancellor calls it a reasonable increase after years of not doing so.
To balance the responsibility to maintain affordability with using the levers that we have to run the university as effectively as we can.
Today's vote at NC State would amount to about a $196 increase for in-state students. Yesterday, a committee unanimously voted to recommend that tuition increase.
New information into our newsroom this morning. We now know the name of the dirt bike rider who died in a crash involving this Wake County school bus. State Highway Patrol confirms 22-year-old Michael Jones of Willow Springs died in that crash. It happened at the intersection of Kennebec Road and Bud Lipscomb Road about 6:30 yesterday morning. Troopers say Jones was riding without lights or reflecting gear when the bus hit him as it was making a turn. Jones died at the hospital. No students were on that bus. Today, there are no on-campus undergrad classes at Methodist University after the deaths of a faculty member and a student there this week. The university says Neil Perry died in a crash on Thursday morning. Perry was a part-time faculty member in communication and media. And they say his death comes immediately after the death of a 19-year-old student, Peter Armstrong. The university says faculty and staff will be on campus to support anyone who may need it. Students are also encouraged to use campus support resources.
A Raleigh man will try to accomplish an incredible feat today. He's running all across the state of North Carolina, and he's doing it for a good cause. Let's get to Ali Cadlebar at the Raleigh Fire Station 1. And Ali, he's about to run from there to Charlotte in support of firefighters.
150 miles, Ken. It's very impressive. And within the next 10 minutes, we're going to see him start that journey, start running in downtown Raleigh to begin it. And this is video from some of his past races that you're seeing, some pictures. And we know that, or he told us that he combined his passion for running with his love and support for firefighters. Now, this is a personal connection that he has to firefighters because about a decade ago, he says his house was struck by lightning and caught on fire. Oh, he just got here. Maybe we can cut to this. Let's see. He just got here listening to all of the fans here, his supporters here. We're seeing him getting ready to start that 150-mile run. We got a lot of support and a Raleigh Fire Department ready to send him off. We're going to give you that footage within the next 30 minutes. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Cadlebar, WRAL News.
So exciting to see. So, listen, WRAL investigates reported for years on the risks firefighters face from cancer on the job. That includes from cancer-causing forever chemicals found in their own suits and on the steps lawmakers have taken to increase support for firefighters facing job-related cancers. You can read more about it on our website. Just go to WRAL.com.
Well, this morning, police are looking for a driver who crashed into an apartment building in Raleigh. The WRAL breaking news tracker was at the neighborhoods of Walnut Creek before 3 a.m. Police say the crash did not cause significant damage to the building, but the driver did run away. We're working to learn what led to that crash.
This morning, the search for this missing woman continues. She has Alzheimer's out of Johnston County. This is 77-year-old Linda Arrington. She was last seen a week ago today. The Johnston County Sheriff's Office says she was last seen on surveillance video at the Murphy gas station in Smithfield last Friday. Deputies say they've searched Wake, Johnston, and Harnett County since last week. The search was suspended overnight and resumes this morning. Her family says she's beloved in the community and is hoping to get her home as soon as possible.
She is an incredibly kind, outgoing person. very generous, active in the various churches in different areas that she's lived in. She's taught Sunday school. She's made a positive impact on a lot of people's lives.
Well, deputies say she's 5'3", has gray hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a light-colored hat, gray sweatpants, black undershirt, and dark tennis shoes. Deputies are asking anyone with information to come forward.
Happening this morning, Highway Patrol looking for the person who caused this crash involving a tractor trailer carrying a load of trash. The dash cam video was sent to us via Reported. It shows the moment that crash happened. Look at that. This happened yesterday on I-40 in Johnston County near Benson. Troopers say another car hit the truck and caused it to veer off and hit the guardrail. The truck landed on its side, spilling all of this trash into the road. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. And you can send us pictures and video if you see breaking news. Go to WRAL.com/reported to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team. Time now is 8:11. Abuse charges, a dozen dead animals found at a Nash County home, and 30 more rescued. What else was uncovered that led to charges against a mother for child abuse?
And looking up, plans are moving ahead for high-rise buildings in Raleigh. How these would stack up against the rest of the city skyline.
And it's a pretty start out there this morning. We're seeing lots and lots of sunshine and people downtown wearing their coats because it's so chilly. We do have a nice warm up in our forecast over the weekend. I'll show you how warm it will get. It's 8:14. Look at what a beautiful start to the day we have. There's a look at Southern Pines right there, Longleaf Golf and Family Club. They're working on the golf course, but I imagine that we're going to see a lot of people on the golf course later this afternoon and through the weekend as we see our big warm up. It's pretty in Clinton right now, as well as Fayetteville, and a live look at Durham as well. Sunshine all across the area. Now, it was a cold start, and we do still have freezing temperatures there in Roxborough. We had a lot of towns this morning drop to freezing, but we're warming up a little bit now. 34 in Cary, 34 in Rocky Mount and Wilson, 42 in Fayetteville, 38 degrees in Garner. But if you're about to head out the door right now to walk the dog, you probably want a coat. Maybe you want to put the sweater on your dog like this guy. But later this afternoon, it will not be necessary. Temperatures climb into the upper 60s. And even after work, temperatures are at least in the mid 50s. Coming up, I'll show you why temperatures will warm up so much over the weekend. Ken?
Elizabeth, we're keeping an eye on that southern loop of the Beltline. Boy, this is really good news. I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, those are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning, moving at a nice steady clip right now. So that southern loop of the Beltline, here's why you're looking at a 7-minute delay, even though you're seeing the traffic is flowing so nicely on I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. There's a slowdown around McGee's Crossroads there in Johnston County. That's what's adding to the delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. So I'll keep an eye on that and let you know how that's going to continue to affect your morning commute at this hour.
Thanks, Ken. A developing story in Nash County. A woman is charged with child abuse and cruelty to animals. Nancy Gupton's 10-year-old child had to go to the hospital because she was reportedly found malnourished. The girl is now in Nash County DSS. 32 animals were also removed from that home. Those animals were alive, but more than 12 others were found dead. Animal Control Supervisor Jake Barley says his colleagues will not forget what they saw at that property.
I think it's going to make us pay attention, to smaller details because, had we not found the bones, we may not have ever known that there was more going on here.
Gupton's bond was increased to $250,000 yesterday. If she bonds out, she is not allowed to have any contact with her daughter. Federal workers returning to work after a weeks-long government shutdown. Thousands of workers were furloughed. They're expected to receive back pay. Many workers were forced to work without pay for 43 days. William Harris works at the IRS and says he is looking forward to returning to the office.
I'm excited. I enjoy what I do, so it's good to get back. Like I said, I enjoyed the time off, but I enjoy what I do. A lot of people's lives are impacted by the decisions or lack of decisions sometimes. So stressful, but also theatrical.
This is the second time this year that Harris was laid off. He was also laid off in February due to DOGE cuts.
And maybe you're planning a trip to D.C. Post-government shutdown, the Smithsonian is in the process of reopening its museums, research centers, and the National Zoo. Starting today, the National Museum of American History and the National Air and Space Museum will reopen. On Saturday, it will be the National Museum of African American History and Culture, the National Museum of African Art, and the National Museum of Asian Art. They will open at their regular times. And then the National Zoo will open on Saturday, but it may have limited food service offerings. So all other museums and research centers, they will reopen on a rolling basis starting Monday.
Really good news. So listen, plans to bring taller buildings to North Hills are moving forward. The Raleigh Planning Commission approving a zoning request that could clear the path for buildings as tall as 37 stories in North Hills. They'd be taller than any other building in that area of Raleigh. A developer wants to bring a mixed-use site near Six Forks and Lassiter Mill Roads. City Council gets final say on that project.
Looking ahead, Sunday, the last day for most attractions at the NC Zoo. This includes the Zoofari, the Giraffe Deck, and Air Hike and Treehouse Trek. They will close for the season. The African entrance, parking, and season attractions will also close. You can park and enter at North American during the winter months. We have a list of fun fall weekend events in our area.
Yeah, it's time to take a look at WRAL Out and About Best Bets. Happening tomorrow, the final 2025 Harvest Fest event in Cary. It will include a huge list of local vendors, food trucks, and activities for the children. That festival will be at the Good Hope Farm on Morrisville Carpenter Road. It will begin at noon and run until 4 p.m.
And the town of Morrisville also hosting its Harvest Festival today. The festival will include chili, warm drinks, and games. Tickets cost $12 for residents and $15 for non-residents. That will be at the Morrisville Senior Center on Davis Drive from 1 to 4 p.m.
And the second of the weekend of Moonlight in the Garden getting underway tonight at the J.C. Ralston Arboretum. A chance for people to stroll through the garden with live music, food, and even a chance to roast marshmallows on a fire pit. Sounds delightful. Tickets are available at the Arboretum website. Moonlight in the Garden runs through November 22nd. For more information on all these best bets, go to WRAL.com and search Out and About.
You're going to be outside today, you're going to be outside tomorrow or Sunday. You're going to like it because it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Seasonable today, but I mean warm this weekend.
Really, we're back into the 70s again, which is kind of hard to believe. You know, we dropped into the mid 40s for a high on Monday. It snowed in the mountains. We had a little snow here even. Yeah, we're right back to some warmer temperatures. Now, it has been a cold start this morning. The temperature is dipping into the 30s in some places, but the sunshine this afternoon and a change in our wind direction warms us right up. And by tomorrow, it's back into the 70s. Now, on Sunday, we'll have a cold front come through. It'll be rain-free, but it'll drop our temperatures back to normal. And normal's still in the mid-60s this time of year. The colder air came in from the north overnight last night around this high-pressure system. This high slides eastward and starts to warm us up later today and into tomorrow. We take a look at current temperatures. It's still 32 in Roxborough. It's 34 in Rocky Mount and Wilson, but warming up elsewhere. 41 Southern Pines, 42 Fayetteville, 40 in Clinton, and we're in the upper 30s now in the Triangle. This is some of our low temperatures from this morning that we dropped down to 29 in Durham and Goldsboro, 32 officially at RDU, 27 in Siler City, 30 degrees in Smithfield. So it was a cold start this morning. Nothing really cold about this evening. So if you're headed out for the Canes game, temperatures will be in the low 60s, maybe upper 50s if you're tailgating, and at the end of the game in the upper 40s. Warmer with more cloud cover potentially Sunday, but a nice mild weekend, 75 Saturday, 77 on Sunday. The Virginia game at Duke on Saturday looks phenomenal. Kickoff time at 3:30. Temperatures will still be in the mid-70s and dropping into the mid-60s by the end of the game. We're dry this weekend, even though we'll see a front late Sunday. But Tuesday night into Wednesday, maybe into early Wednesday morning, we'll have the potential for some scattered showers. That's our next best chance of rain. And then we're watching a stronger front for late next week. That's going to bring a significant chance for rain. The timing on that is still really up in the air. Maybe Friday, maybe even into into Saturday. So we're watching that as the next chance to have at least some measurable rainfall. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday all look good. Thursday, we're excited about the Festival of Lights. This is going to be at the DBAP. There'll be lights, there'll be a slide, s'mores, all sorts of fun happening starting Thursday, and that will actually last for a couple of months into January. Ken?
Lots of fun there. So we're going to start on that southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Boy, things look really good this time of the morning. Very little traffic to report on that southern loop of the Beltline. Now, if you're using I-40 westbound as your part of your morning commute, I'm seeing a little bit of a slowdown between Highway 210 and Cleveland Road there. Working to figure out exactly what's going on. So, but once you get to Highway 42, you can see there's no delays from Highway 42 into the Beltline this morning. Of course, that southern loop of the Beltline, you're just looking at a couple of minutes delay. Nothing really that's going to make you late this morning. In terms of the big picture, here's what we're looking at. We're seeing a little bit of a delay around Aviation Parkway, just a 3-minute delay on I-40 eastbound. 6 minutes for our friends in Wake Forest coming in on US 1 out of Wake Forest. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Running for a cause. A man is journeying from Raleigh to Charlotte today. The personal story that is inspiring his run. Plus, honoring a beloved professor, how leaders at NC State are remembering a woman that was hit and killed earlier this week in Raleigh.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. Woo, it is chilly right now, but it's going to warm up later. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is here to walk us through it.
That sunshine we're seeing everywhere will definitely help the process today, but it is still 34 in Wilson. But notice the whirligigs are pretty much still. We haven't had any wind, even though our temperatures dipped to freezing this morning. There was no wind chill. 37 in Durham and 42 in Fayetteville. As we get through the day, our wind will start to come out of the southwest, and that's going to warm things up. So maybe it was a little chilly for exercise outside this morning, but by lunchtime, we're sitting at 63, and even late this afternoon, we're still in the mid-60s. And tomorrow and Sunday both look great for getting outside with highs in the 70s, Ken.
Happening now in the WO Traffic Center. Boy, look at this. I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, those westbound lanes and that southern loop of the Beltline delay-free right now. This is really good news. But we are seeing I-40 westbound as part of your commute, a real slowdown between Highway 210, McGee's Crossroads, and Cleveland Road. But once you get to Highway 42 there in Johnston County, there's no delay whatsoever coming into the Beltline. Coming up, I'll take a look at some of the major drive times coming in to the Raleigh-Ray County area on the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50.
Thanks, Ken. State health leaders say they expect to process full November SNAP payments this morning after the shutdown. Roughly 600,000 households should see the full amount loaded onto their EBT card today so they can buy food. We're told people using SNAP will also get next month's benefits on schedule. And the search resumes this morning for a missing woman in Johnston County. 77-year-old Linda Arrington was last seen at the Murphy gas station in Smithfield 1 week ago today. Deputies are asking anyone with information to come forward. Next on Fox 50, a big vote on tuition hikes at NC State today. And coming up on Today, Michelle Monaghan and Mark Wahlberg stop by Studio 1A.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking right now at 8:30, a Durham house fire. Right now, there is a large firefighter response on Holloway Street. This is a live look on the right-hand side of your screen right now at Holloway Street from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. We also have video from Sky 5, what we're gathering from the scene.
And this morning, temperatures are much colder than they were yesterday, thanks to a northerly flow from a high pressure system. I'll show you why temperatures are still on track to be much warmer than normal over the weekend.
And help on the way. Full SNAP benefits are set to hit hundreds of thousands of EBT cardholders in North Carolina today, while some families are still a bit skeptical, though.
And college costs vote. NC State leaders voting right now on a tuition hike. How much more you and your student could be paying. We have that and so much more to get you caught up on your Friday morning. We made it to Friday. Yes. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. I was playing in a tennis fundraiser last night, and I did not dress for the weather. It was cold out there.
Yes, it was.
And it was cold this morning. Let's get right to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking it all for us.
But Ken, it sounds like you'll be just happy with what we see over the weekend. Get out there again, and you can wear your shorts and T-shirts. But yeah, this time of year, though, temperatures flip-flop all over the place. And it is chilly this morning. You can see everybody from our Jimmy V camera walking up and down Fayetteville Street wearing their coats. Right now it is 37 degrees, but it hasn't been terribly windy. Officially at the airport, we have calm winds. It is 42 in Fayetteville. That's our warm spot. But, oh, no, I take that back. 49 in South Hill, 36 in Roxborough, 34 in Rocky Mount and Wilson. So we're still mostly in the 30s this morning and around 10 to 15 degrees colder than this time yesterday. But we have a nice fast warm up. Our wind will shift to southwesterly, bringing our highs back into the upper 60s and keeping us on track for highs in the 70s over the weekend. I'll show you how close it could be to records, Ken.
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, that southern loop of the Beltline. Look at this, I-40 Lake Wheeler Road. Those are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning, congestion-free. But if I-40 westbound is part of your morning commute, particularly if you're coming in from Johnston County, we're seeing a slowdown between Highway 210 there and McGee's Crossroads and almost to Cleveland Road this morning. But once you get to Highway 42, it's clear sailing all the way to the Beltlines. You can see no delays whatsoever up and down the board for I-40 westbound. Now, that northern loop of the Beltline, for those of you who are taking the northern loop of the Beltline, really good news. Just a little bit of a slowdown around Capitol Boulevard, but it's delay-free all the way over to Wade Avenue, just a 1-minute delay. Coming in from Apex, this is really good news. Look at this. US 1 northbound, this is near Highway 55. Nothing but clear sailing. There's a stalled vehicle right there, not causing any problems for you in the southbound lane, so that's really good news. In terms of the big picture, all the other major routes coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area, here's what we're looking at. The really only troubled spot is Wake Forest. You're coming in on US 1, you're just looking at a 5-minute delay. That's not going to make you late this morning. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Breaking news right now. Firefighters are at the scene of a house fire in Durham. This is happening on Holloway Street. Kelsey Coffey is there live in the WRAL breaking news tracker. Kelsey, you've been there for a little while now. Has anything cleared, or there's still the same amount of firefighters there?
Michelle, we've been here now for about an hour, and we're seeing a few of those trucks move out, but still a heavy presence here of firefighters as they're working to clear this scene. We'll show you some video now from Sky 5 so you can get a closer look at that house. Durham Fire says a home caught fire on Holloway Street. You may be able to see several fire trucks around the house and smoke coming out of the roof. Durham Fire says no one was hurt, but if we go back to our live picture here, you can see that Durham police are also here, and they've closed off this intersection of Junction Road and Holloway Street. So we'll be sure to keep you updated as we work to find out more about what caused this fire. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Well, some functions of the federal government are getting back online quickly post-shutdown. Others are facing roadblocks. The Agriculture Secretary says SNAP benefits should go out by Monday at the latest. The Trump administration also says there's certain federal employees who should start getting back pay soon, as soon as today, as a matter of fact. Some agencies warn, though, it could take another week to make their staffs whole. There are also national parks dealing with litter and graffiti because they were operating with skeleton crews.
As food benefits are set to return, it's going to take more time for air travel to return to normal after the shutdown. So far, we're seeing 4 cancellations, no delays at RDU this morning. That's according to FlightAware. More than 600 flights have already been canceled nationwide, though. No word yet on when air traffic controllers will receive their paychecks now that the shutdown is over.
Well, today, hundreds of thousands of SNAP benefits, Michelle, in North Carolina will finally get some relief. State health officials are expected to process full November payments this morning. The Department of Health and Human Services says roughly 600,000 households should see the full amount loaded onto their EBT cards. This comes after the resolution to end the federal government shutdown. Ingrid Kearney tells WRAL it's been tough to feed herself and her brother with only partial SNAP payments. She's a little skeptical, though, the state will be able to get this done quickly.
Is it really going to happen just that fast? Because I cried the other night, because you have to stretch the food that you have and being hungry. But it remains to be seen.
Yeah, we were told people will receive their December benefits on their usual schedule.
New information into our newsroom this morning. We now know the name of the dirt bike rider who died in a crash involving a Wake County school bus. State Highway Patrol confirms 22-year-old Michael Jones of Willow Spring died in that crash. It happened at the intersection of Kennebec Road and Bud Lipscomb Road about 6:30 yesterday morning. Troopers say Jones was riding without lights or reflecting gear when the bus hit him as it was making a turn. Jones died at the hospital. No students were on that bus. And this morning, police are looking for a driver who crashed into an apartment building in Raleigh. The WRAL breaking news tracker was at the neighborhoods of Walnut Creek before 3 a.m. Police say the crash did not cause significant damage to the building, but the driver did manage to get away. We are working to learn what led up to that crash.
Well, happening right now, NC State leaders are voting to raise tuition for in- and out-of-state students by 3%. In-state undergraduate students would pay $196 per year. Out-of-state undergraduates will pay $945 more. The hike won't affect current undergraduate students. Yesterday, a committee signed off on the tuition increase, sending it to the Board of Trustees. We'll let you know if the vote does not go through. Well, tuition at UNC Chapel Hill is going up for the first time in 9 years. The Board of Trustees just approved a 3% increase yesterday. It will be for in-state and out-of-state students, starting with next year's freshman class. That's a little over $200 a year. But that's not all. Housing, meal plans, and other fees are going up as well. Altogether, that's an increase of $1,100 a year. Chancellor Lee Roberts says the cost of hikes are reasonable after years without them.
We need to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time, try to run the university in a more conscious way when it comes to effective use of resources, while also being thoughtful about the tools that we have to increase revenue.
Should note the UNC System Board of Governors will have the final say.
Today, there are no on-campus undergrad classes at Methodist University in Fayetteville after the deaths of a faculty member and a student this week. The university says Neil Perry died in a crash on Thursday morning. Perry was a part-time faculty member in communication and media. And his death comes immediately after the death of a 19-year-old student, Peter Armstrong. The university says faculty and staff will be on campus to support anyone who needs it. Students are also encouraged to use campus support resources. Happening this morning, Highway Patrol looking for the person who caused this crash involving a tractor trailer carrying a load of trash. Look at this. This dash cam video was sent to us via Reported. It shows the moment that crash happened. This happened yesterday on I-40 in Johnston County near Benson. Troopers say another car hit that truck, causing it to veer off and hit the guardrail. The truck landed on its side, spilling this trash into the road. Fortunately, no injuries were reported.
If you're not doing so already, I want you to stop what you're doing and take a look at your screen. The Sheriff's Office needs your help finding this missing woman right here. She's suffering from Alzheimer's. That's 77-year-old Linda Arrington. She was last seen at a gas station in Smithfield a week ago today. She was wearing a light-colored hat, gray sweatpants, a black undershirt, and dark sneakers. That same day, her and her husband's truck was found empty in Wake County on an Interstate 87 off-ramp toward I-40 East. Her husband, who also has cognitive issues, was found wandering off on I-40 East. Now, deputies are asking you to call them if you know anything about Miss Arrington's whereabouts.
Well, this morning, flowers and heartfelt messages surround a utility pole on Clark Avenue in Raleigh. This is where NC State professor Natalia Duque Wilkins was hit while crossing the street and later died. The 19-year-old driver, Jack Etheridge, is charged with misdemeanor death by motor vehicle. NC State Chancellor Kevin Howell reflected on the young professor's legacy.
Familiar with what happened yesterday with one of our faculty members. It was a terrific loss to the academy. I know the provost probably will mention something, but I ask you to keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers.
Support and resources are being provided to students and staff during this time.
Well, this morning, one person is in custody after two cars hit an NC State bus near campus. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows a crash at the intersection of Wolf Village Way and Gorman Street yesterday. University police tells us the two sedans hit each other and then hit the Wolf bus. We're told one of the drivers was arrested on warrants not related to the crash. Nobody was hurt.
Travel made easier. Apple's new digital ID is now accepted at more than 200 airports, including RDU. How the setup works and the limits you'll still need to know before your next trip.
And heading to break, we want to take you outside right now. A weekend warm-up as we look live at the Legislative Building in downtown Raleigh. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tells us about the much cooler start this morning ahead of a much warmer weekend.
It's 8:44. It's a beautiful morning out there. We take a live look at Apex. Not a lot of people out walking the dog or running this morning. Sometimes it's really busy out there this time of morning, but it's so chilly. Our temperatures really dropped overnight as our wind shifted to northwesterly. It's still 37 in Durham, 35 in Cary, 34 in Rocky Mount, but it's 40 in Garner. It's 43 in Roxborough. Starting to warm things up just a little bit. And the cold air doesn't stick around for long. We're going to be out of the 30s certainly by around 9 o'clock, and then temperatures climb into the upper 60s this afternoon. If you happen to walk the dog right after work, it'll still be in the upper 50s. And we're on track for 70s for highs over the weekend, Ken.
Right, Elizabeth. Really looking good on that southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Those are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. And this is really good news when you consider that's usually looking really jammed up this time of the morning. But I want to bring your attention to what's happening on I-40 westbound in Johnston County. We're seeing this huge slowdown between Highway 210 there in McGee's Crossroads and almost to Cleveland Road. But once you get to Highway 42, it's clear sailing to the Beltline. I'll have another update in less than 10 minutes on your morning commute.
We are following breaking news out of Durham County. Deputies are investigating a shooting on the 3100 block of Rigsby Road. This is a picture of the scene. You can see that crime scene tape surrounds this particular home. This is actually in an unincorporated area in the southeast part of Durham, so sheriff's deputies are responding. This is not far from Andrew Avenue and Pleasant Drive. Our photojournalist on the scene spoke with deputies there. They say there is no threat to the public, but that's all the information they're releasing at this point. As soon as we get any more information about this, we'll let you know.
Our news continues now with a Raleigh man trying to accomplish an incredible feat today. He's running across our state here in North Carolina, and he's doing it for a really good cause. Let's get right to Allie Catlabar at Raleigh's Fire Station 1. Allie, you just got a chance to talk to that gentleman.
Yes, we talked to him, but we also just saw him take off and start this 150-mile journey all the way to Charlotte, all in support of North Carolina firefighters. We want to take you to that video of the send-off. It was a grand send-off, to say the least. We saw Jalen Snipes running alongside a Raleigh fire truck, and they were starting that, again, 150-mile journey. He says he's taking 5-mile stretches and then taking a break. He also has a crew following him, but at the send-off, we saw his family, friends, co-workers, and a lot of North Carolina firefighters all grateful and in support of his gratitude toward North Carolina firefighters. Now listen to this. We spoke with Jalen Snipes right before he was sent off on this journey. He says he was nervous, but he could do it for the firefighters.
I'm excited. I'm ready to rock and roll for our North Carolina firefighters, and it's just a lot of nerves, but at the same time, these guys are nervous to fight fire. Guess what they do, Allie? They do it anyways. So that's what we're here for. I'm going to put my feet on pavement, and we're going to rock and roll. That's what we do.
For this great day.
The energy was incredible out here when he started that run. He says he plans to finish it in 2 days. He plans to finish it on Sunday at 10 a.m. in Charlotte at Fire Station 1. You can also track his journey. We're going to have those links on WRAL.com. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Catlabar, WRAL News.
And while we're on the subject of supporting firefighters, we want to remind you that WRAL Investigates has reported for years on the risks firefighters face from cancer on the job. That includes from cancer-causing forever chemicals found in their own suits and on the steps lawmakers have taken to increase support for firefighters facing job-related cancers. You can read more about it on our website. Just go to WRAL.com.
Weight Watchers plans to offer the much-anticipated pill form of Wegovy if it's launched next year in the U.S. Weight loss pills from Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly are under construction for a new, speedy U.S. review pathway that would get them approved faster. Both drug makers agreed to slash prices of the popular GLP-1 injectable drugs on some plans. A female rap star and NFL player welcomed their first child.
How about that? And the return of a beloved toy. That's all what's trending this morning. Let's get to Cardi B becoming a mom for the 4th time. The 33-year-old rapper confirmed she has welcomed a new baby boy. It's her first with her NFL player Stefon Diggs' boyfriend. The pair have been dating for a bit more than a year now. News of the new baby comes shortly after Cardi B released her second studio album, Am I the Drama?
Yes, she wrote on Instagram she's preparing for a tour to support it. She was like, listen, come to my tour, buy my album. I need to buy Pampers, is literally what she said.
That's so Cardi B.
I know. She's so honest. I love it. Well, a beloved childhood toy. I had this, okay? Originally from the 60s, is returning. Sam's Club is revamping the Easy Bake Oven. The toy oven being sold for around $35 and will include a heating element similar to a conventional oven. I loved my Easy Bake Oven.
Listen, we have a toy kitchen in the playroom right now, so I am sure, even though they might be a little too young for it, I'm sure it's going to be on their radar as they get a little bit older.
They need an Easy Bake Oven.
Know. Well, the Holiday Express at Poland Park is sold out, but 5 lucky families can still hop aboard. We're in a family 4-pack to the sold-out Holiday Express with lights and train rides and holiday cheer. In and now at WRAL.com/contests and watch WRAL's morning news at 6 a.m. every day next week to see if you are among our lucky winners.
All right, I am in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with Elizabeth. Beautiful look down Fayetteville Street. A little chilly right now. You need a jacket as you're heading out the door, but really, it's going to be a nice day.
It is going to be a nice day. I see plenty of people walking around in coats and hats and all of that because it is chilly. We thank Jimmy V for this camera here where we can take a look at Fayetteville Street. It is currently 37, but at least it's not terribly windy. Sometimes it's a little more breezy down Fayetteville Street. Of course, the tall buildings can create a bit of a wind tunnel, but we will warm up fast. We'll be into the 60s by lunchtime with a high in the upper 60s later on this afternoon. Checking temperatures, walking out the door, again, 37 in the Triangle. But look at this. I mean, big warm up happening in many places. It's 43 now in Clinton, 51 in South Hill, 43 in Roxborough, still 34 in Rocky Mount and Wilson. But I bet that as we get into the 9 o'clock hour, that's going to tick up into the 40s. A little closer to the Triangle, 35 still in Cary, 33 Chapel Hill, 40 in Garner, Knightdale, and in Clayton. 24-hour temperature change around 5 to 10 degrees colder than it was this time yesterday. Over there in Rocky Mount and Wilson, still 15 degrees colder. We've had this high pressure system sitting to our west, and that is funneling in colder air from the north. That's why it was so cold last night. 67 in Raleigh and Durham, 69 Fayetteville. So much warmer for this afternoon. And here's why. That high that's sitting to our west right now slips down to our east as we get through the day today, and that starts to draw in the warmth from the other side of the high and pushes it into our area. So we're looking at 75 on Saturday and 77 Sunday. Now, a weak front comes through late Sunday. So Sunday could cloud up just a little bit, but it's still going to be warm. Temperatures are back to near normal on Monday and Tuesday with mid-60s. So nothing like we saw this past Monday when it dropped into the mid-40s. We're not that close to records, though. Saturday's 75 is not too close to that record high of 86. Sunday 77, the record's still 82, so about 5 degrees away from it. Football Friday should feel nice and comfortable. We'll see clear skies. Game time temperatures should be in the low 60s, and then ending the game at around 50 degrees. It should be perfect for being outside this weekend. Sunday might be a little cloudier, but it's still going to be warm and wonderful. Hopefully you can get outside and enjoy some pretty weather because you never know when we're going to see the last 70-degree days. We're looking at 60s for much of next week, and we're excited about the Festival of Lights. It's a new festival there at the Durham Bulls Park. It starts Thursday and lasts into January.
Right. Thanks, Elizabeth. Before we go to break, here are your winning NC Education lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.